My brother-in-law is the reason why my husband left me. I don't know what to do now. Originally posted January 29th, 2024. I, female 38, met my brother-in-law, male 38, at uni. He asked me out in our first year and I refused. He called me the C word and that I am shallow. My best friend told me that they were harmless comments from a drunken guy who got rejected. I never thought myself shallow. It was his demeanor and awkwardness that was off-putting to me. Anyway, he proved my friend right, and other than these mean comments, I have never felt uncomfortable during my uni years because he never bothered me again. Not even looked my way. Next time I met him was when my baby sister, female 28, introduced him as her boyfriend. I didn't even recognize him at first because it was like 9 to 10 years since that day he talked to me. He was visibly annoyed that I didn't recognize him and called me a liar. The family was skeptical at first about him, but he seemed to treat my sister right and she seemed happy. He's very rich. Taking her all over the world, and he seemed kind with her too. They got married after a year of dating. They now have 3 children. I met my now ex, male 40, 5 years ago, and the only odd comment from my brother-in-law was that I was still as shallow and superficial as I was in uni. Well, if that was the case, wouldn't she be with his rich ass? At the time, I took it as a joke, but in hindsight, when I found out the truth and started thinking back, looking for red flags, this was probably a big one. He never showed any signs that he disliked my husband, or he was always decent enough about his indifference to have a close friendship with my husband, and I didn't seem odd because he was always a recluse. A year ago, my husband came home and accused me of cheating, and he had evidence. The guy contacted him and he had nudes, etc. of me on his phone. The guy told my husband that he didn't know at first that I was married, but as soon as he found out, he contacted my now ex. He even apologized to my husband. I'd never met this guy my entire life. Nothing I said or did made my husband believe me. He left me and our divorce is pending. Then yesterday, that guy contacted me. He apologized for what he did and told me that he is friends with my brother-in-law. He sent me endless conversations my brother-in-law had about me for 5 years. He's never forgotten that I, in his words, didn't even give him the chance and only judged him by his looks. He called me the C word in that chat too. Or both groups chats with his friends, but mostly with this guy. They planned this attack and my brother-in-law somehow got access to my photos. The reason this guy contacted me now is that he felt guilty because even when my marriage is over, my brother-in-law was still angry and hateful, especially when he heard that I was on a date last weekend. So the friend felt that he didn't help his friend, but ruined innocent people's lives. Well, yeah. You're just now realizing this, brozo? Not sure what to do. My brother-in-law has actually been happier and more sociable than usual since my divorce, and now I know why. Although first I thought he felt sorry for me and wanted to support me. His jokes about me ending up an old maid with cats as companions don't sound like jokes anymore. He meant them. I don't want to ruin my sister's life. She's very happy with her husband. I'm not sure either if I can with her husband. I'm not sure if I should tell my ex or not. I'm very heartbroken that he didn't believe me. I love him very much. He's the love of my life, but I'm not sure if I can forgive him for not believing me. But he is a victim in this too, so maybe he needs to know for closure. I'm so terribly sad and hurt. I'm sorry this post has gotten very long. There is an update here. But let's talk about it for a minute. It is an ugly situation. Why would you as a person ever think that, well, you know what will really help my friend? Just destroying someone else's life. That sounds like a great time. I think that sounds like a solution. No, it's not a solution. It's not a solution to anything. Someone else's pain can't be your solution. And if it is, there's something evil afoot, right? Those are not difficult dots to connect. But his buddy here, the villain in this story, is still obsessed with her being just absolutely miserable and has the means to make it happen, apparently. Should she tell the husband? That's the conversation right now. Should she call her ex and tell him? And if she does tell him, and if he turns it around, should she forgive him? Okay, here we go. Back to the story. Update. January 30th, 2024. 1 day later. My soon-to-be ex-husband knows everything now. Apparently, the guy who contacted me contacted my ex-husband at the same time and confessed to him. Well, that makes it easy. My soon-to-be ex is coming to town this weekend and wants to talk. Afterwards, I will probably need to look into taking legal actions if that's possible and tell my family. I think now that exposing him is the best and more safe approach should anything more serious happen. At least people would be aware of who to blame. I want to at least make sure that my sister and her children are safe before I tell them everything, like meeting them at my parents' house after I tell my parents. The pictures were real and were probably stolen from my phone or my husband's. because he's the only one that I took those pictures for. Wouldn't he have recognized the photos then? I don't know if I can get any justice since the pictures were not of my face. At least I was smart enough to not have my face shown in nudes. I don't know what will happen. Relevant comments here. So you're telling me that this guy has kept himself around you for 20 years and is still hung up on you rejecting him? Sounds like he's preyed on your sister to get close to you and will keep trying to ruin your life if you let him get away with this. You need to tell your sister what he did, and the guy he used needs to tell your ex what he did. That already has been done. Not to stir any pots or get your ex back, but so everyone knows what a psycho this guy is. If he's still trying to get back at you after decades of you simply rejecting him, he's never going to stop, and he's never going to let you be happy. Original OP's reply. Yes, he's been following me throughout my uni years and even afterwards. He found my sister and managed to charm her. When they got married, I was single, and apparently he was telling his friends how he was glad I was old and single and miserable. Not my experience of my single life. Then, when I met my husband, he was angry because he didn't think I would find somebody at my age, 33. Now, when we are getting a divorce, he was very pleased again, saying I would definitely never find someone at 38, that I would regret turning him down. But I was on a date last weekend, so he spiraled down again and was angry and wrote horrible things about me, so his friend chose to come forward because he thought that my divorce wasn't enough for this guy. His words. We have another update. And this guy's mindset on things is just wacky from the get-go, but yeah, I am a firm believer that you're never too old to find love. I mean, I was 30, right around 30. It's not past your prime. You guys are fine. You'll be fine. Also, you know what? I think at this point, it's a positive sign because it means that your standards, your bar is not too low. At this point, somebody better be freaking worth it if they want to come into your life and do life with you. Right? Mini update, February 6th, 2024. So what about a week later? Yes, trigger warning, self-harm. Shit. I really don't have much to add. My sister is very angry. She said that I have ruined her husband's reputation because my ex has blasted him and his friend everywhere. Now he's talking about wanting to end his life because I ruined it because of a joke he played. My parents have told her everything the day everything was exposed, and apparently she believed them, me, at first, but now she's turned on me and she's refusing to listen. I wish I could have a moment with her first before hell broke loose. On the husband. Here's a comment. He is looking for jobs here because he wants to move back. I got very anxious and asked if he is doing this because of me. We are not together, and this wasn't the right time to pressure me, but he said he was doing it for himself, that he doesn't want anything from me, but that and he doesn't want to leave town for brother-in-law to think he has easy prey to harm. Okay, so he's coming back to protect her, sort of. I didn't ask about the one he was seeing. I felt it would be disrespectful to interrogate him since I have no right to do that. Maybe it is not serious, or maybe she is willing to move here. I don't know. So he's seeing somebody apparently. I haven't spoken to lawyers. They don't seem to think that this could lead to anything. Another comment here. Yes, and he said he couldn't just wait and let brother-in-law believe that I was alone and easy prey. He said that police wouldn't do anything. He was right about that, and people like my brother-in-law are better exposed to everyone because they value their image. He doesn't seem to be understanding of my sister, however, and the way she was put in the middle. He did apologize a lot, probably only because I was distraught and upset about what he did. I don't think he regrets anything. He's very sad himself and has been apologizing all the time about everything, including not believing me or trusting his gut that believed me. My brother-in-law hasn't bothered me again since he tried to call me to threaten me after everything blew up because my ex went to his place again and threatened beating him up again. Now my sister is even angrier. Husband's relationship from February 12th. Yeah, it's over. I don't think it was a serious relationship. I just heard rumors that he had a girlfriend but didn't know all the details, so maybe I thought it was more serious than it was. Now he's moving back, and I haven't heard that someone is moving with him, so I don't know. We talk on the phone every day, but I don't want to pry. So far, on any news on the brother-in-law, he has filed no contact orders again with my ex-husband, and me. Wait, what? So the brother-in-law filed a restraining order on you? What? How did you not file one before this, OP? How did you not file a restraining order way before he ever was like, you know what, I'm going to file a restraining order? Yeah. No. I think as soon as you told the parents, like that same day should have been, I am getting a restraining order filed, order of protection. I do that for the husband as well. And that would have gotten approved. If he was able to get a freaking order of protection approved, you sure as damn well could have. Sister here, you got to feel bad for her because she just found out that the only reason her husband is with her is because he wanted to get close to her sister so he could ruin her life. They have 3 kids together. especially if she signed a prenup. This is not good for her. I don't know. Maybe the comment here was that he was just filing for one, not that one got approved. Because what? But it's not like they're trying the case to get an order of protection approved. Whatever story he had that he gave could have been enough to get a judge to be like, yeah. I mean, this kind of action should negate whatever holds there had in there, but it not necessarily. And if we're in her position right now, she has to assume that it won't. So she's just like, she's losing everything right now. She'll have her kids, but she has to assume that right now her world has just been shattered. And now she's probably lashing out because she's realizing how much her world is shattering right now. And he's talking about harming himself. He's talking about he's unwell. He's obviously unwell. And if he's talking about that, he might need to be put on a 72-hour hold, right? If he's a danger to himself and others at this point, which he is, I don't know that it helps her any. Her world is still turned upside down, and her kids' world is turned upside down no matter what. It sounds like they've got all the proof that we need. Just the friend's testimony is enough. You want to make an evil person as dangerous as possible? Give them money. He probably paid his friend a healthy amount of money to do what he did. He didn't do this for free. He didn't do this because he thought it would cure his friend's soul. He probably paid him a wad of money. And is probably paying more people money to watch them or do whatever crap.